So much, Nick. Good morning. Happy Friday at 5:04. Things are off to a very quiet start. This is down south near South Park Meadows. Lots of overnight construction there this week. Really hasn't been a problem, though, this week. Just so you know, if you're one of the early commuters, brace yourself for that happening down south on 35 and up north, and in lots of other spots around the Austin area. Heads up about the weekend. You know, Texas is playing in Waco, so no Texas home game, football game this weekend. But Congress Avenue will be closed for the Texas Tribune Festival starting today at 7 p.m. until Sunday at 7 a.m. between 8th and 11th right there in front of the Capitol. So heads up about Congress being closed this weekend. I just want to go. I want that job, you know? Okay.
When you retire from traffic, that
Should
may
have
be
gone
a
in a
nice
different
job
direction for your career, but, you know,
Yeah.
one can dream. Let's get a check of your traffic. Speaking of my actual job, I don't get to pet and feed baby otters, much to my disappointment, but I do get to talk about traffic, and I know you guys like to talk about traffic. So right now, I-35 looks okay. Overall, no big complaints for the interstate or for MoPac for that matter. Your drive times in those areas look okay. 40 minutes coming in from Kyle to downtown. We're not in the red, so we'll take it. Now, where we do have some trouble, there are two spots with some big closures. First of all, 360 right near Spicewood Springs. There's a big crash there, and northbound 360 lanes are closed because of that crash. So do watch out for that in that very busy corridor of 360 in Spicewood Springs. And we still have a closure on westbound 71 on that west side of downtown Bastrop, right near Highway 304. There's been a big crash there, so watch out for that. An appeals court in South Texas heard a case brought by environmentalist and indigenous tribe. They'd like to sue the state and Cameron County for repeatedly closing a local beach for SpaceX tests. Our border reporter's Sandra Sanchez was in the courtroom. Friday, a live look at I-35 down south. Northbound is busy, but not in any way that you would expect is going to ruin your morning or anything like that. We don't have any big crashes on I-35 down south in central Austin or up north. These are your drive times. They are very manageable. If you are driving in from Bastrop or through Bastrop on westbound 71, do watch for a major crash with lane closures near the intersection of 71 and Highway 304. Nick?
Rain in the forecast. See where I went with that?
Rain out my weekend, Rich. Please bring it on. I-35 at Taft Lane, northbound, of course, is slow, but you know what? Your drive time, let's take a look at it. Northbound 35 from Kyle to downtown, only 40 minutes. We don't have any of our major thoroughfares. The drive times I normally show you sitting in the red this morning. We've had some crashes, though, but we've got some progress on some of them as well. Like the one on 360 at Spicewood Springs. That one is all clear. 360 is completely back open. So good news there. New crash I want to let you know about here on Airport Boulevard on that east side of I-35 right near Manor Road. There are some delays northbound Airport. And then we do still have this crash on westbound 71 in Bastrop right near the intersection of Highway 304 to look out for there. But I don't see it causing really heavy delays for those of you driving westbound on 71. Just give yourself maybe 10 extra minutes to navigate that and follow the reroute that they have set up. Nick?
Interesting technology, always a difficult subject when you're balancing tech reading your mind, because then you start to think about some of those sci-fi movies where the tech takes over. But there are certainly a good segment of people who could really benefit from something like this.
I mean, it could be absolutely incredible, so definitely we'll be watching that one closely.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Today at 7:45, a live look at I-35 at 56th Street up in North Austin. It's obviously busy, but let me show you the drive time and you'll see that it's very manageable. We don't have a single spot in the red on this Friday. This is very typical for a quiet Friday on the interstate. There are some areas that have crashes that are causing delays, but I want you just to know that overall, we are off to a decent start on this Friday morning. So hopefully you are having a good day too. Let's talk about some of these crashes around the Austin area. First of all, very close to Coda, although possibly it might have just cleared because it's removed from my map, but there has been a crash on FM 812 on that east side of SH 130. So maybe watch out for some lingering delays there. And then there's a crash on Airport right near Manor Road. That one is definitely causing delays east of 35 there on Airport Boulevard. And then I am still watching some delays westbound 71 in Bastrop because of a big crash near the intersection of Highway 304. So give yourself some extra time to navigate that if you are coming in from that Bastrop area. But overall, not bad. 42 minutes coming in from Kyle to downtown on northbound 35. Cat Metro just launched a new app to make it easier for you to save money and get around Austin. Big transformation.
Yeah.
Interesting to watch it
I
all
am sure you'll be
unfold.
reporting a lot on that in the days to come.
Yeah, hopefully that means job security for the next decade.
That is very true. Let's go out to Liberty Hill.
For the most part on this Friday morning, things are pretty manageable. We don't have any serious issues on the interstate or Mopac or 183, so we'll take it. You'll see these drive times, they look pretty good. We don't have any spots in the yellow coming in from Round Rock. Coming in from Williamson County looks good, and coming in from Hayes County looks good as well. That whole Austin area, not bad. Now in Bastrop, there are some delays because of a much earlier crash. Westbound 71 right near the intersection of Highway 304. Watch for some lane closures there. So if you're going through that Bastrop corridor on westbound 71 towards Austin, just give yourself about 10 extra minutes to navigate those lane closures and follow the reroute. Nick? There are absolutely slow spots. Do not get me wrong. One of those is if you're trying to go northbound 183. At this point, it kind of goes westbound technically, but right there at Cameron Road, it is slow. So on that east side of I-35, trying to go, northbound 183 towards I-35, maybe on towards Mopac, depending on where you're headed. But you know what? It gets backed up there pretty frequently. So I don't think it's anything that you're not used to. As you can see, drive times across the Austin area, not bad. We don't have any spots on in the red on 35. I mean, goodness, Mopac northbound coming in from Slaughter to Cesar Chavez is only 10 minutes to downtown, so not bad. Keep this in mind if you are driving in maybe from Smithville or from that east side of Bastrop or Bastrop. There has been a crash with lane closures all morning long right near the intersection of Highway 304. So do watch for that on westbound 71. Give yourself some extra time to navigate that. Nick?
To portions of New England, and they've actually had a lot of rain over the last few months, more flash flooding there, so they don't need more rain, but they're getting some. We could use some tropical downpours, but we're not seeing any out there.
Yeah, the Gulf has been unusually quiet so far.
Right, yeah. Let's hope that picks up, but doesn't cause damage at the same time. We'll be right back.
It is always a good thing when you can conserve water, especially with this ongoing drought that we've had for several months. And so this was an excellent story to see how you can reuse some of this water from the air conditioning and how it can help watering the lawn and the grass
really
over there
add
and the plants.
It's fascinating.
Yes, it really is.
And I
you
think
save
people
on that water
are
bill
curious,
too.
what are ways I can conserve? What are ways I can still water my yard? I mean, nothing waters the garden and your yard like rain. Good old-fashioned rain.
Which we have in our forecast coming up.
But I think our yards are like, what is this stuff? But I love how when people, we finally get rain and they say, my yard just came back to life.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very
It
different
will.
than
All
water
the lawns
from the
will
hose.
come back to life. What goes up must come down and vice versa.
Yeah, I just need to do some maintenance in the yard, plant some grass seed, that sort of thing, because it's a sad state in my front yard and backyard. Don't even look at my backyard. No one can see it. Right now, SH-45 at La Frontera, very quiet in both directions. Not bad at all. We still are holding out strong, if you can believe it. No issues on the interstate, no matter which direction you're coming from. Just some traffic, and it's just light traffic for the most part. Half an hour coming in from Round Rock to downtown on southbound 35, 38 minutes coming in from Kyle to downtown on northbound 35, and no big issues on Mopac or 183. I am still monitoring this closure and delays on 71 in Bastrop after an earlier crash near 304. But even that area, if you can check the drive time there, from Bastrop, half an hour right now. Westbound 71, Bastrop to the intersection of 71 and 183. We'll be right back. Those two little baby whiskers and her little after eating. She's like, can I eat some more?
Mom.
I hear that sound. She wants a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit more. Don't they always?
Yes, they do.
Nothing better than those little baby animals.
Right.
All right, let's get a check of your traffic right now. You know what? No huge complaints from my department on this Friday, and I will take it. So happy that it is Friday. Hopefully you have some fun weekend plans. Up north, I-35, our tech stop camera at McNeil, looking pretty good. A little bit of, delay northbound and southbound as you would kind of expect. That's in a construction zone. But there are no crashes. So, call that on this Friday a win. 30 minutes from Round Rock to downtown is your drive southbound, and 36 minutes from Kyle to downtown is your drive northbound. So not bad. So quick little just heads up reminder, if you will, this weekend is the Texas Tribune Festival. So Congress is going to be closed right there in front of the Capitol between 8th and 11th Street, starting today at 7 p.m. until Sunday at 7 a.m. So just be mindful of that and respectful of those closures, the cross streets that are going to be closed as well. An appeals court in South Texas heard a case brought by environmentalists and an indigenous tribe. They would like to sue the state and Cameron County for repeatedly closing a local beach for SpaceX tests. Our border reporter, Sandra Sanchez, was in the courtroom. This Friday, the roads have been really cooperating this morning. I-35 up in Round Rock at 620. Check it out. Northbound, southbound cruising right along. These drive times are exactly as you would expect to see on a Friday morning when there are no major crashes. I know that is not always the case, but I'm grateful today that that is in Austin. However, there is a crash in Bastrop. So westbound 71, there are some lanes closed because of an earlier crash near the intersection of 71 and 304. So give yourself some extra time to navigate that westbound 71 corridor through Bastrop. Nick? Yeah, the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane.
I think she's got it.
My fair lady. And then the fact that you have oi. But
It's
do you spell it with an E?
It's the Jewish in.
I didn't realize. I always am O-Y.
Nope.
Oy vey.
It's
with an E.
O-Y-E.
Okay,
yeah.
I stand corrected moving forward here on out. It's one of my favorite things. Yesterday, my kiddo, I picked her up from school and she says, Mom, I'm having a case of ay carambas. I said, girl, same. Ay caramba and oy vey, two of my favorite things. Also love to see a quiet I-35 down south here at Taft Lane. Look at that. No problems headed up northbound 35. That drive time coming in from Kyle to downtown without a single crash in sight on a Friday when a lot of people do still get to work from home. 33 minutes, can't complain there. Even with that crash in Bastrop, 32 minutes is your drive time westbound 71 from Bastrop to the intersection of 71 and 183. The only time we had red on a drive time this morning was northbound 183 in southeast Austin. There was a car fire near McKinney Falls Parkway, but that cleared out a long time ago. And so things look pretty good on northbound 183. Want to let you know there is a crash east of 183 in East Austin, Loyola Lane at Johnny Morris Road. So do watch out for that. You know, Nick, complete game changer, right?
Imagine if it allowed spouses to think and know what you're thinking so that you are never on a different page.
You don't want to know.
Yeah, that's probably true. Better than miscommunication than knowing everything they're thinking.
I mean, sometimes it's better just to not know. Live in blissful ignorance and say, honey, I love you, you know, and then it's like, you know, why?
Well, if your husband's watching this show, he'll know how you really feel.
Hopefully you have some fun weekend plans. And I think today you're going to arrive to the office in a decent mood because traffic is really not bad. There's an issue in Bastrop, but overall it's pretty manageable. 33 minutes coming in from Bastrop on westbound 71. From Bastrop to the intersection of 71 and 183. Let's talk about Highway 71. First, let's go west, then we'll go east. There is a crash in that Bee Cave area near Pedernales Summit Parkway, headed eastbound, so towards town on Highway 71. So give yourself some extra time to navigate that if you cross that intersection. And then on the other side of Highway 71 in Bastrop County, there's been a crash there at the intersection of 304 and 71. We've got some lane closures still in place there on westbound 71. Cat Metro, they just launched a new app to make it easier for you to save money as you get around using Cat Metro the rest of our lives.
See, I told you if you liked the first hour, you'd love the second hour.
I don't know.
You get answers like that.
I don't think they even want to go there yet.
No,
you know,
okay.
like there's a lot of moving parts to that, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't think that they've said it. But I think kind of the assumption is like a decade or, you know, probably it'd take 10 years or something like that.
Okay.
But a time frame.
Slow steps.
Yeah.
Good morning.
But it's been a decent drive in this morning, and I know I don't have a lot of time to share your traffic. Thank you, Rich, for lending me your mic, which my mic battery died. Across the Austin area, your drive time is very manageable. Have a great weekend. I'm going to send things over to Nick.